For 4,000 years, the locust has been the ultimate weapon of the gods. It is a biological machine designed for one purpose: to consume civilizations. When a swarm hits, it doesn't just eat the crops, it eats the economy. It eats the hope of millions. Superpowers like the United States, China, and the United Nations have spent billions of dollars fighting them with airplanes, flamethrowers, and chemical poisons. And usually, the locust wins.
But in 1987, this biblical plague made a fatal mistake. It decided to invade Thailand. It turns out God forgot to check the travel guide, because while the rest of the world looked up at the sky and saw the apocalypse, the people of Thailand looked up and saw a flying buffet. Today, I am going to tell you the unbelievable true story of how one small country defeated a biological superweapon, not with science, not with nukes, but with soy sauce and pepper. To understand how Thailand won, we first have to respect the enemy. You see, the Patanga locust is not a normal bug. It is a biological shapeshifter. In its normal state, it is called the solitary phase. It is green, it is shy, it avoids other locusts. It is the introvert of the insect world. It just wants to be left alone. But the trigger for the apocalypse is surprisingly simple: crowding. When a drought hits and food becomes scarce, these insects are forced to crowd together. When their hind legs rub against one another repeatedly, it triggers a physical sensation that shoots a signal straight to their brain. This signal causes a massive explosion of serotonin. In humans, serotonin makes us happy. In locusts, it turns them into monsters. Within hours, their DNA expression changes. They change color from green to a menacing black and yellow. Their muscles grow larger for long-distance flight. But the scariest change happens in their brain. They stop being individuals. They become a gregarious phase. They form a hive mind. They become hungry, insatiably hungry. Dr. Jekyll has just become Mr. Hyde, and he is coming for your lunch.
Before we see the Thai miracle, we need to understand the scale of the threat. Let's take a quick tour of the destruction this insect has caused around the world. Stop number 1, the United States. 1874. This was the year of Albert's swarm, a swarm of Rocky Mountain locusts that covered 198,000 square miles. That is larger than the entire state of California. There were an estimated 12.5 trillion of them. Historical records are terrifying. They didn't just eat the corn. They ate the wool off the sheep's backs. They ate the clothes hanging on laundry lines. They ate the wooden handles off of farming tools. The swarm was so thick that steam trains had to stop running because the wheels slipped on the grease of millions of crushed bugs on the tracks. America was helpless. Stop number 2, Madagascar, 2013. A plague covered half the country. 60% of the nation's rice production vanished in weeks. This wasn't just an annoyance, it was an economic collapse. Inflation skyrocketed. The price of food tripled. People starved. The locusts literally ate the country's GDP. And finally, East Africa, 2019. Despite modern technology, despite drones, and despite $200 million in aid from the UN, the swarm still pushed 20 million people to the brink of starvation. The lesson here is clear. When the swarm arrives, humanity loses. Or so we thought.
Cut to 1987. The Patanga locust invades Thailand from the Cambodian border. They hit the cornfields of central Thailand like an airstrike. The Thai government panicked. They did what every other government does. They declared a war. The Ministry of Agriculture prepared the Air Force. Planes were loaded with DDT and heavy chemical pesticides. They were ready to scorch the earth to save the economy. But moments before the planes took off, the local farmers ran onto the runways. They marched to the officials and shouted, "Stop! Do not spray the poison!" The government experts were confused. Why? We are trying to save you. But the farmers knew a dirty secret that the economists missed. They did the math. If they let the government spray the poison, the locusts die, but they are toxic and useless. But if they catch them alive, The farmers realized that a kilo of locusts could be sold at the market for more money than the corn the locusts were eating. This wasn't a plague, it was arbitrage. And just like that, the war was canceled.
What happened next was one of the most unique events in agricultural history. I call it the Great Hunt. Every night, the cornfields of Thailand looked like a scene from Star Wars. Thousands of villagers marched into the darkness, armed not with guns, but with UV lights and blue plastic sheets. You see, locusts are attracted to specific wavelengths of light. The farmers set up light traps everywhere. The locusts flew directly into the traps by the millions. They literally surrendered themselves. It was a gold rush. Farmers abandoned their crops to become full-time hunters. Families were making enough cash in a single night of hunting to buy appliances, motorcycles, and pay off debts. The government didn't need to spend a single dollar on pesticides. The free market was solving the problem for them.
But catching them is only half the battle. You have to make people want to eat them. And this is where Thai ingenuity shines. You don't eat the raw. That's gross. You take the locust, wash it thoroughly, and then you introduce it to boiling hot palm oil. They puff up. They become golden and crispy like popcorn. Then comes the secret weapon, a splash of Thai seasoning sauce and a heavy dusting of white pepper powder. The result? It doesn't taste like a bug. It tastes like a crispy shrimp head or a savory French fry made of pure protein. It's salty, it's fatty, it has umami. Suddenly, fried Patanga wasn't survival food. It was a trend. It became the perfect snack to have with a cold beer. From construction workers to office CEOs, everyone was crunching. Demand skyrocketed. The locusts were no longer an enemy. They were a product.
But the Thai appetite is a dangerous thing. The demand was so high that the flying adults couldn't reproduce fast enough. So the hunters did something ruthless. They went for the source. They started digging up the ground to find the locust eggs. These eggs are creamy, rich, and incredibly valuable. Today, in 2024, pure locust eggs sell for up to $300 per kilogram. That is the price of a high-end Wagyu steak. By eating the adults and digging up the eggs, Thailand effectively broke the reproductive cycle of the swarm. Within a few years, the massive swarms that terrified the world were eaten into near extinction in the Thai wild. Today, Thailand has to import locusts from neighboring countries just to satisfy the craving. It is the ultimate flex of the human species. Nature sent a destroyer, and Thailand turned it into a snack. So the next time life gives you a problem, don't run away. Be like Thailand. Heat up the frying pan and eat your problems for breakfast. Thanks for watching.